open with Thomason lined up as a tight end on the right. And that's Dorsey Levens. And Brett Favre carries the fake out.
You see that?
Yeah. Defense light but quick. Mamula and Jefferson, the defensive ends. Hall and Thomas in the middle. The linebackers Willis in the middle and Farmer and Thomas outside. Bobby Taylor, Brian Dawkins, the leader of the secondary, Zordich and Troy Benson. 2nd and 6. Levens goes in motion. Favre back to throw. With time right through the hands of Antonio Freeman.
Boy, does he throw that ball hard, doesn't he?
Ever?
We were talking to Robert Brooks about it, and he said that's a tough thing. He said it's not so much that the ball is so hard, but it's just getting around. It gets there, it gets upon you so quickly you're not ready for it.
That's exactly what happened.
Antonio Freeman was ready for that one, but it just went right through his hand. I mean, this is what you call a fastball. That's normal speed right there.
Yeah.
That's putting the mustard on it.
You better be ready.
And more, I think.
3 wide receivers. Excuse me, 3 wide receivers. Here comes the Eagle blitz. Favre lofts it out for Dorsey Levens. Those of you who just watched San Francisco win their first 15-12 over St. Louis, welcome to Veterans Stadium. 0-0 between the Packers and the Eagles.
See, what the Eagles do is they line up in that 3-man line, which gives them like 4 linebacker positions, and then they can blitz from there.
See who put the pressure on? Richard Dent.
Yep, yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to be a 3rd down specialist. The Eagles just signed him this week.
Troy Benson back deep for the Eagles. Craig Hentrick. The ticket for Green Bay. Lets it sail over his head, and it pops into the end zone. And the Eagles will get their 2nd possession. Both defensive units have done their job.
Well, and the Eagles are going to have a little a better field position this time, because remember on the opening kickoff they took the ball too deep in the end zone. They shouldn't have brought it out. Then they faked the reverse and they got bad field position.
They were on the 12.
Right, so they started on the 12. At least now in this exchange, the 2nd time they get the ball, they're getting it on the 20-yard line.
Walt Coleman is the referee. 1st and 10, Eagles. Ty Detmer, the quarterback. Waters is deep. Ricky Waters for a couple.
You know, we talk about these teams knowing each other. Of course, Mike Holmgren, Ray Rhodes, both coached together, both coached for the 49ers. Ray Rhodes was Mike Holmgren's defensive coordinator at Green Bay, but the Packers also know Ty Detmer because he was drafted by the Packers and played with the Packers under Brett Favre. So they practiced against him a lot. So they know Ty Detmer very well.
And he knows their defense, although it's changed quite a bit since he was there.
I'd take their defense.
Yeah. Detmer. Waters gets the carry and gets perhaps a yard.
One thing you can't do, Pat, is run at Gilbert Brown. I'll guarantee you, if this is what you have in mind, that you're going to try and run at this guy, it's not going to work. He's just too big. He's just too strong. They have a double team. He just splits it. He just throws the guard right into the backfield. It was Ian Beckles there trying to block him, but you're just not going to get it. I mean, Steve Everett, the center, started to help Beckles, and just nothing happened. Big Gilbert Brown just split that thing, and boom, there's nowhere to go. That's not a good idea.
Trying to block him is well said. Here comes the blitz again. Waters makes the reception, is taken out of bounds immediately by Robinson.
You see, and that's exactly what happens in this offense if you don't create those 3rd and short. That's why John Gruden was saying the other day that 1st and 10 is so important. They pick up something on 1st down, because if they're 3rd and long, this offense, and Ty Detmer is not a good quarterback to play 3rd and long. And we just saw what happened. He throws a 2-yard pass. It's 4th down and after punt.
Tommy Hutton back to do the honors. His first punt today went 42 yards. Schrader is deep for Green Bay. This one, if it's handled correctly, should be returned. Schrader to the 35, perhaps 36. Knocked out of bounds by Watson.
They know who Schrader is now. I mean, they saw him on Monday night. You know, and there wasn't, you know, Bill Schrader had played for the Rhine Fire in the World League, and they weren't sure who he was. He got a couple of big returns, and not only gave Schrader a lot of confidence, and the Packers a lot of confidence in Schrader, but it also gave those opponents a marked guy. And I don't think Bill Schrader was a marked man with the Bears on Monday night.
No.
But Bill Schrader, as a punt returner, is a marked man for these Eagles special teams.
There's some question about his availability, too. He got a deep thigh bruise by Charlie Horse in practice on Thursday. 3 wide receivers this time for Green Bay. Barr to Levin. Willis met him head on.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you have 3 wide receivers, the only running game you have is an inside running game. And then a middle linebacker like James Willis can do something about it, because you don't have to worry about off tackle. All you have to do is look. They know that they're going to run in here if they're going to run because he's not a blocker. You get an extra guy right here, so they're going to have an extra guy against the run. Now watch James Willis. He sees it now, and boom! He just steps right up in the hole and straightens everything up.
That's the way to fill a hole.
And then that's the way to get underneath shoulder pads and explode.
2nd and long. Levins again. Flung down at the 40. James Willis again.
Yeah, Mike Mamula played that pretty well, the right defensive end, and then he let the running back run right by him. I think he was playing the block. He was playing John Michaels, got off at John Michaels, and then didn't even see Levins run right by him. Mike Mamula, I think, considers himself a pass rusher anyway, and he's pretty good at it.
Tampa Bay's 2-0, and those of you who watch that victory by the Buccaneers, welcome to Veterans Stadium. Brett Favre back to throw, and the pass is incomplete. There's no score here. Bill Schrader was the intended receiver.
They've had pretty good defense here. I mean, you see right here, here's Schrader here. They're going to run a slant. Now, they're just playing a slant. You see, they were just waiting in there for the slant. Schrader ran right into the defense, and worse than that, Brett Favre threw it right into the defense.
Greg Hendrick. His first punt went 45 yards. Mark Say back to return. This is a dandy. Bounces into the end zone and out. And the Eagles once again will take over at their own 20. No score at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Pat Summerall, John Madden. At Veterans Stadium, no score between the defending world champion Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's Detmer back to throw. Gets to Irving Fryar, who carries the Green Bay defender for first down yardage.
Oh, I think that's probably the first play over 5 yards in this game by either team.
I think it is.
Well, you're going to see Irving Fryar. We talked about shifts and we talked about motion. Fryar came in motion all the way across the backfield. Then he just stopped, and that's an option pattern. If the guy plays you inside, you go outside. If he plays outside, you go inside. Irving Fryar hooked up, stopped, and went to the outside.
Nobody behind Ty Detmer this time. I think it's going to be a pass. Batted down by the Packers.
Hey, once you have no one in the backfield, that either Ty Detmer's going to run a quarterback draw or it's going to be. Let's just watch the pass rush here on the clicker, and you'll see what happens here. Here comes the blitz right here. Here's a blitzing guy here, and once they get that motion and shift, they're going to have a free guy. See him? He just comes straight up the middle.
3 wide receivers. Detmer drops. Waters hit in the backfield. They were trying to set up some sort of a screen, but Brian Williams read it perfectly.
Yeah, Brian Williams is going to be player of the game so far. He's the guy that blitzed on that last play, came free and hit Ty Detmer. He's made that tackle. Of the plays so far, I think he's been in on every one of them. There's Fritz Shermer, the defensive coordinator of the Packers. And of the top defensive lines I think that has ever been in this game of pro football.
It has never gotten ahead of him. Detmer up into the pocket, which collapses. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at the Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Pat and John, Irving spikes 48-yard kickoff return, sets up kicker Orlando Mare's game-winning 29-yarder. That in OT. Miami wins at 16-13. Miami 2-0, and Marino has yet to throw a touchdown. Back to Pat and John.
0-0 here in Philadelphia. The Eagles, for the third time, will have to punt.
And Marino hasn't thrown a touchdown pass yet, but he's 2-0.
That's the name of the game.
That's it. And we can't forget it.
So no score between the Eagles and the Packers with 6:56 left to play in the first. Back at Veterans Stadium, Green Bay nothing, Philadelphia nothing. 6:56 left in the first quarter. Neither team has been able to move much so far. Green Bay averaging a 1.7 yards per play. Philadelphia 1.9. That won't get it done.
No, I think part of that is good defense. I mean, both the defenses have been aggressive, and I think on the other side, very tight offense. I think the Eagle offense is very tight, and I also think the Packer offense and Brett Favre is very tight because he hasn't completed a pass yet.
Afraid to make a mistake. At least that's what it looks like.
I think Brett Favre just gets overcharged. He's throwing fastballs.
Incomplete. Brooks, the intended receiver, and that was another fastball going away.
And it takes him a while. You know, I mean, he's one of those guys, Brett Favre, that is a quarterback kind of in the, with a nose tackle or linebacker mentality. And I think he comes out all fired up like he's going to get in a fight or something, and then you get out here and there's no fight, and it becomes a finesse or touch game.
You know, most teams, the quarterbacks come out at the same time as the kickers and loosen up. Favre doesn't come out until the defensive line comes out.
And he's probably in there with the defensive lineman hitting his head up against the wall or something.
Yeah, this is 11. Not much room. Out of bounds after 1 or 2 yards. Not much.
You know, Brett Favre has always had that problem, that he starts a game and he just has too much adrenaline flowing in him, and he's too excited. And he's a lot better once he gets calmed down. And he'll be better as this game goes on. So if you're playing against him like the Eagles, you want to take advantage of him when he's like this, because I'll guarantee you he's not going to stay like this. So when he is like this, you better get to getting him.
But he gets up for meetings. Here's Favre back to throw. Lofting for Thomason down the middle. Jeff Thomason limping. Couldn't get under it.
Yeah, and the Packers are really out of sync. And they, you know, watching them Monday night, they didn't look like they were in sync that night.
No, they didn't.
And then tonight they don't like it. Watch Robert Brooks here. He starts to make a cut, and I don't know that that his leg or something didn't go out on him, because there was a little hole there, but not when he was going to make that cut.
This one off the side of his foot. Mark Say back deep, handles it for Philadelphia, and he's taken down immediately at about the 13-yard line. Randy Kinder was down to make the stop and take him out of bounds. No score at Veterans Stadium. The famous Philadelphia cheesecake. If you haven't had one, you owe it to yourself.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No.
It doesn't take them long to make it either, does
No.
it? There it is. It's ready to go.
Personal advice is you got to eat it outside, standing up.
Yeah, and kind of with your knees bent and your arms extended, and you bring your arms in, eat it, bend over, and then extend the arms again.
A little bit of a hunker is required. Ricky Waters breaks it outside, out of bounds. That's Kevin Turner, who's the blocking back for the Eagles. He has a concussion, we're told, and we don't know. If he has a concussion, he shouldn't be back.
No, I doubt that he'll be back, because I've been watching him here in the sideline, and And there's been, 3 or 4 or 5 trainer types around Kevin Turner the last 10 or 15 minutes. So they're watching him pretty closely.
2 tight ends for the Eagles. Waters goes in motion. Garner gets the carry. Gets away from one. Can't shake the second. Doug Evans takes down Charlie Garner.
Yeah, that's a pretty dangerous setup when they have Ricky Waters and Charlie Garner in there together. That's a package they call Rocket. And, you don't have a blocker there. I mean, there's no Kevin Turner in there, and Ricky Waters isn't a great blocker, and Charlie Garner isn't a great blocker, obviously, but threats as runner, both of them, and threats as receiver, both of them.
Somebody needs to block it for the Rocket. Detmer. Pass incomplete, intended for Timpson, who juggled it. Might have been deflected.
I think somewhere Ty Detmer and the Eagles are going to have to start throwing some outside stuff, because all their stuff is inside and slants and those kinds of things, and if you don't throw to the outside, then pretty soon they're going to load up on the inside and the inside zones and just let those outside or flat and out areas go, not cover them.
3rd and 6. Detmer back. Hit just as he let it go, but the pass is caught. And that'll be enough for a first down.
And that's exactly what he had to do there. He gets the rush, he gets rid of the ball, and we're just talking about, not throwing the slant areas, but get it to the outside, and he throws just as he's getting hit, and he throws a perfect out pattern.
Freddy Solomon just picked up or activated this week by the Eagles. Makes the catch and stays in bounds long enough.
And he threw the out right to where, if it were going to be caught, it would only be caught by Freddy Solomon.
Well, John Gruden, the offensive coordinator, was saying we got to get Ty Detmer some confidence back. Let him complete some passes. And he's got one complete to Fryer. Fryer cut down from behind by Leroy Butler, or he would have scored.
That's exactly what they had to do. They did 2 plays in a row. They went to the out, then they went deep. You just can't keep throwing those little ones, the outs and the slants. You got to go. And as I said, when Green Bay isn't in sync, they're not ready. You have to get them right now. And who's your big play guy? It's Irving Fryer. He makes a little out move, takes a big bite, and then boom, just straight up the field. Leroy Butler makes a heck of a tackle there. But this is what they have to do first. You have to get that line blocked. They doubled Santana Dotson and Gilbert Brown, and that lets Ty Detmer step up in that pocket.
1st and goal at the 5 for Philadelphia. Waters down to the 3.
I think that was great play call on those 2 plays that got him out of that area. That out to Freddy Solomon on 3rd down, and obviously the big one. You get the first down, then you go out and up to your big play guy, Irving Fryer.
A very good pattern run by Irving Fryer as well.
He's been running good patterns for 14 years in this league.
He's amazing.
And the Eagles didn't get their package in. They had too many guys on the field, and they didn't get the right formation in there, so Ty Detmer has to take a timeout.
Right down here is where they'll start missing Kevin Turner, who's the lead blocker, of course, for Ricky Waters.
I think they ought to talk right now about passing this play on 2nd down.
They're at the 3. It's 2nd and goal from there. Fritz Sermer on the left, Green Bay defensive coach. John Gruden on the right, who runs the Philadelphia offense. 2 tight ends. That's Ricky Waters. Down at the 1 by Gabe Wilkins.
Now, see, I think that 2nd down would have been a good down to pass on, because on 3rd down, if you get 3rd and a longer short yardage situation, then it's tougher to pass on. Of course, they didn't have Irving Fryer in there. Irving Fryer made that big pattern, and then he came out after that game. So I think that kind of says that they were going to run on 2nd down. And then because they ran on 2nd down, they have to run on this down.
Now Fryer came back in. That's he in motion. They lost the ball. They fumbled the exchange. Detmer either pulled out too early or the snap came too late. Packers, of course, saying they have the ball, and they do. Ray Rhodes beside himself. Fritz Shermer happy.
Well, you know, you're only going to get so many shots at this Green Bay team, and I think when you get them, you have to take them, and you can't get down there and have something like this, obviously. The ball did get up to Ty Detmer. It looked like he was just trying to take it to reverse pivot to hand it off, and the ball hit him in the knee.
And slipped through his hand.
Oh boy, is that something? They make a big play, and then they come up with something like this.
Reggie White, I believe, recovered it. He's on the bottom of that stack. Long-time Eagle. And they have so many heroes, but Reggie White certainly stands atop of the heap. Favre gives to Henderson, and Henderson pounds straight ahead and is knocked backwards. He got a yard, perhaps.
Yeah, we're talking about playing a good team like the Green Bay Packers and how you're not going to get a lot of shots at them. The Eagles just blew one shot that they had them, but they have another shot here. If they can keep them down here, not let them get a first down, they're going to get good field position again. If they can force them to punt, then this isn't a bad area to go for a punt block in. And when you're an underdog like the Eagles playing the world champions, you have to do things like block punts.
You have to make some things happen. Levens is the deep back. He's got some room. Slipped on the turf just inside the 10, or he would have had the first down.
Yeah, this becomes a big down for the Eagles right here. I mean, they have to stop the Packers here from getting a first down so that, again, they can go for a punt block, or they will end up in good field position.
Well, that run by Levens gave them a little room. If they have to punt out of the end zone, they've got a little working room back there now. 3rd and 4.
And this is a passing situation for the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre.
They go with Richard Dent on the Eagle defense up on top. Favre. That'll be a first down to Antonio Freeman. Now they're saying he didn't catch it. It hit the ground. And they will have to punt.
I don't think Antonio Freeman did catch that ball. Here he is right here. And you see, he's just going to run up far enough to get the first down, turn around and hook, and the ball was right there. I mean, Brett Favre has made some pretty good throws today, and the guys have just dropped him. You just see the ball right there. You see it between his legs. I mean, that ball hit him right between the 8 and the 6 and just slid right down between his legs.
And so Hendrick, 5 yards deep in the end zone. The Eagles don't try to block it. He gets off a good punt to Mark Say, who fumbles that and falls on it.
You know, both these teams are awfully tight. I mean, you know, the fans are starting to boo now because
doesn't take long here, does it?
Well, they have a right to boo. I mean, they get down there and things that you don't do in high school football, fumbling a snap on the goal line going in, you know, dropping a punt when you had a chance at a pretty good punt return. And I don't think that it's from not trying. Watch that ball hit Mark Say right in the face mask. That's the definition of looking it into your hands, but not into your eyes.
That makes it difficult to catch, doesn't it?
Yeah, when it bounces off your chin, it does.
So the Eagles take over at their own 35. There's still no score. The Eagles were close and fumbled. Detmer. Pass is caught by Pryor. And up for a first.
See, now they have something going out here on this right side because they've thrown an out. They've thrown an out and up, and now they can come back in and throw the ins and hooks and slants again. And that's what this is. You see, Pryor just comes up, turns to the inside. He has a lane open there, and Ty Detmer hits him perfectly. They really are starting to work on Tyrone Williams.
Yes.
Williams, of course, is the corner that is playing for Craig Newsome.
Newsome injured last week. This is Ricky Waters straight ahead. A yard maybe. The Packers seem to be having some difficulty with their footwear. That's about 3 changes for Reggie White.
Well, you know, that's a problem when you don't come in and practice on the field before. Now, the Eagles, of course, practice here all the time. Some teams come in on Saturday and they go to the field the day before and they work on it so they know what shoes to wear. The Packers didn't do that. Of course, they couldn't have done it anyway because there was a college game here yesterday.
Boston College and Temple played here yesterday. So the Packers came late. for a late starting game. Green Bay nothing, Philadelphia nothing into 1.
American Express Small Business Services. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Right. We only work with small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
And our equipment financing plan will help spread out the payments.
That'll definitely give you more flexibility.
How about setting up a line of credit?
We can do that.
Then I'll put you in touch with one of our CPAs so you can start getting ready for tax time.
We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call 1-800-SUCCESS to find out how American Express Small Business Services can help you do more.
Zoom Air gives me back the step I lost in the 70s, but I still have to learn about today's players. So I found someone with lots of free time who could help. Hey, thanks for helping, Coach Schuller.
No problem, Joe. I got lots of free time.
He's pretty fast. So's he. So's he. Good thing I wear super fast, low-to-the-ground Zoom Air shoes, huh, Coach?
So do they, Joe.
Coach Schuller wasn't that helpful.
Hey, what's our good buddy Don? He thinks he can meet that girl. What's the bet?
Hey, Rick boy, go dust yourself off. Hi, Cupcake. What do you say I buy you a Bud Light and you appreciate it?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Nicely done. Fun to watch.
Make it a Bud Light.
On a special day and time next Sunday at 7, 6 Central, the non-stop movie thriller True Lies, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. Next Sunday on Fox. True Lies.
Yeah, the Packers don't have a first down yet. They only have 20 yards of total offense. The Eagles have 117 yards. Of course, still 0-0, though, isn't it?
Yep. They're still the world champions. Detmer's throw is behind Fryer, who one-handed it, couldn't hang on.
I think we can see in this Eagle game plan so far that the guy that's going to be their go-to guy is Irving Fryer, and that's nothing new. And in the running game, it's going to be Ricky Waters, so that's what we're talking about here.
It's in good hands.
And then, you know, and they've gotten plays with him, too. I mean, they've run the ins, they've run the slants, they've run the outs, they run the out and up. Or they just fumbled the ball on the goal line when they were going in.
3rd and 9, they're 1 out of 5 in situations like this. Detmer gets it out to Chad Lewis, the rookie tight end who makes the catch but doesn't get enough for a first down, and they'll have to punt it.
Yeah, here's Reggie White. Let's watch how they block him. Barrett Brooks has been the right tackle, number 76. I mean, he's been the left tackle. He's starting at right tackle for the first time. And, you know, Fritz Shermer's going to give him. So they're running stunts and blitzes and everything, especially on those 3rd and long situations.
Tommy Hutton back to punt. This will be his 4th. Schrader and Pryor back deep for Green Bay. Hutton left-footed. Signal is for fair catch, but the ball bounces and the Eagles are going to down it at about the 3-yard line. They kept it out of the end zone. And the Packers once again start deep in their own territory. No score at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Nothing in Philadelphia. 13:58 left before halftime. The Packers, an uncharacteristic first 4 possessions, 20 total yards, 4 3 and out. Far. That's his first completion. That to Robert Brooks.
Yeah, we talk about how sometimes Brett Favre starts, he gets a little excited. Just watch his first passes. I mean, he's throwing them there, but he's just throwing darts. You know, watch here, he's a little off. You know, I mean, he just hasn't gotten into a rhythm yet where he feels comfortable.
You talk about adjusting. You got to have time to adjust. And he throws it so hard, you can't. It's usually there, however. That's Levin. the first Packer first down, Brian Dawkins.
But you know the difference between him and a lot of excitable guys is when he settles down to excellence.
Well, two-time most valuable player the last 2 years, the most valuable player in the NFL. And the leader of the pack, Mike Holmgren.
You see that ring on his finger? That's the championship ring, the Super Bowl ring. You can't ever take that one away from you.
Henderson, the big fullback outside the 20. You can almost hear Mike Holmgren saying to that offensive unit, okay, it's time to settle down. Let's run the ball a little bit, throw it when we have to.
And part of that is his job, too. You can see that they script. Mike Holmgren scripts the first 15 plays, and he's had 8 runs and 7 passes. And you see Levens was going to be the big guy that was going to touch the ball most in his first 15.
And you ask any coach what they're looking for, and they say balance. And 8 and 7 is about as close as you get. Pass complete to Freeman. And that should be enough for another Green Bay first down. Bobby Taylor.
And I think, you know, just watch it here now, you can just see that in the first quarter, Brett Favre was still warming up. See, he throws that slant in. If you're Brett Favre, you can throw into double coverage. I mean, that was that, you know, that cover 2 with the corners are going to have him short, and the safety's sitting in there for that thing, and he just throws it right between the defensive corner and the defensive safety.
First and 10 from their own 30. They put Levens in motion. Fake to Henderson. Freeman out in the clear, and Favre threw a strike.
And that was a beautiful throw because Brett Favre was under pressure. Freeman just dropped that. How many is that Freeman's dropped so far?
3 at least.
Yeah, it's at least 3 that he's dropped. Watch this, but watch the throw by Brett Favre. He's gonna get some pressure, and his arm is so strong that he could throw. He doesn't have to have his feet in great position. See, he just threw that one just he was getting hit, and he stepped parallel instead of stepped forward, and the pass was a perfect pass.
Yep.
And Antonio Freeman, he looked it into his hands, and then as he brought it into his body, that ball hit his face mask.
It goes without saying, you've got to make that catch. Did he get the timeout call soon enough?
I don't think so. As I was looking at the clock at 0, the clock said 0 before he said timeout.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
You're right. He tried to call a timeout and didn't get it done in time.
You know, you're talking about, you know, Antonio Freeman and some of those passes. I mean, it's not that Brett Favre has really been that cold. Part of it was he was a little overexcited, but Antonio Freeman there has dropped 3 passes thus far. But the thing with Antonio Freeman is, you know, you have to have a bad memory. If you're a wide receiver corner, you have to forget it. You have to get on the next one, and he will because he's a pro. And Brett Favre will forget it too, and he'll keep throwing to Antonio Freeman.
Brooks is wide to the right this time, and Favre rolls in that direction. He gets the ball to Henderson. And he is a load to get down. Troy Benson finally takes down Henderson.
You know, Brett Favre runs the bootleg well. You know, the thing where you kind of fake a run and then you keep the ball on a play pass and then you can hit anyone. Usually you roll out and you go to the outside. That time he just rolled out, pulled up, and hit his fullback, William Henderson.
For a 20-yard gain. Henderson in front of Levens, behind Favre. Levens. Fumble! And I think the Packers scrambled to get it back. It looked like Earl Dotson.
It was Earl Dotson. It was run off Earl Dotson's block. The ball came off a right tackle. Big Earl Dotson's a right tackle. Levens got hit, and that ball popped and started to run, and Earl Dotson just goes right after it. Watch Earl Dotson. He's number 72. When Levens gets hit, the ball just pops right out of there. Earl Dotson was blocking, and he just throws everything on top of that ball, and you don't see it anymore.
They pick up yardage as a result of Dotson's recovery. 2nd and 1. Fake to Levens. Pass behind Antonio Freeman. Right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at the Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Pat and John, rookie Tiki Barber, 88 yards on the ground last week in a touchdown. Nice, nifty 4-yard scamper into the pay dirt here. Tiki Barber put the Giants on top 7-3, but Jacksonville is threatening. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
No score at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 3rd and 1. That's Henderson, who pulls his way for a first down for the Packers. Henderson says he weighs 249. Now, why wouldn't you say 250 instead of 249?
Because speed. If you weigh 250, then you don't have speed. If you're in the 240s, you can still have speed. Watch what Brett Favre does, Pat, after he hands off. Watch, he hands off, and he goes and he makes a fake. That's why his bootlegs are so successful. Yeah. And you know, there are linebackers that react to the stuff that Brett Favre does after he hands off.
Only Brett Favre.
Yeah, he does jump passes, he does options, everything after he hands off.
Brooks. Perfect pass from Favre, and he's down. Brooks is at the Eagle 10 by Troy Vincent.
Yeah, we talked about Antonio Freeman, you know, and how many he was throwing. Antonio Freeman dropped 3, so now he's going to start to go to Robert Brooks. Here's Robert Brooks here. He's going to come up, and then he's going to run a post pattern. See, in towards the post, and that is a perfect pass, and he hits Robert Brooks right on stride. Look at that ball come in there. I mean, that would be fun to have something like that coming at you and be able to have a stride like Robert Brooks.
Fun?
Yeah, it would be fun. It just, I mean, if it came in being slow motion.
Here's Favre. Sidearm, incomplete. Robert Brooks, the intended receiver.
You know, and you watch Brett Favre play, he's out there like he's playing, like it's a game, and he's having fun.
Well, he does.
I know, but a lot of guys go out there like it's work and, you know, drudgery and all this stuff. But he goes out there like he's just playing out in the backyard somewhere.
I imagine this is just exactly the way he played when he was in high school, grammar school. Just played.
Yeah, I mean, he does. And, you know, whatever happens, I mean, he's going to run. He's going to go left, throw right. All those things you're not supposed to do, Brett Favre does.
That's why he's so good.
Watch this. Here's Robert Brooks. He's going to run the pass pattern. Here's Brett Favre. You're going to see the pass protection, the drop back, the throw, the pass pattern on this side. You know, we started here. Now, Brooks is going to run the post up and in. And watch Brett Favre just make that throw. Right now, as he makes a break, he steps up and makes the throw. And Brett Favre gets back out of there, but he had great pass protection. He had the pocket so that he could step up and throw, and Robert Brooks never broke stride.
2nd and 10. Favre back. Screen pass. Henderson inside the 5. Mamula put the heat on Favre.
He put more than the heat. He clobbered Favre. Favre was looking to the right, and Mamula really clobbers him from the backside. Watch, Mamula's going to come from over here. See, Favre is throwing the screen to the right. He doesn't even see or feel Mamula. Mamula just wrapped him up alongside the head and just threw him face first into the turf.
He felt it at the end. 3rd and 5. Now is when Brett Favre excels. 2 tight ends. There's Favre on the rollout. Submarine ball, flag on the play.
Mamula knocked him again. One thing, he was trying to get outside of Mamula. Mamula has some speed. Mamula's tough to get outside of. Brett Favre just realized that there's a penalty flag on that.
Holding against Green Bay.
This is going to be an interesting call for the Eagles.
Holding.
Turn it down.
On the offense, number 63. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Nope, it's not that interesting. We already know you just turn it down and make them kick the ball. Yeah.
Don't give him another shot at scoring a touchdown.
We watch Brett Favre. He's coming out here in a bootleg. I think at one point he just could have ran that thing in there.
I think so too.
He stopped and tried to throw back, and Mamula was right there hitting him as he threw it.
22-yard field goal effort by Ryan Longwell is good. And the Packers, after struggling, score first, and they lead the Eagles 3-0 with 7:54 left in the first half. Today's overhead shots of Veterans Stadium, courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes from Pompano Beach, Florida. The pilot is Dan Thomas. A lot of other sites around Philadelphia.
Not many. There's only one guy out there in the sailboat. Everyone else is either at the Eagle game or watching the Eagle game. Eagles have great fans, a lot of them.
Sometimes they're very vocal.
Yeah, but that's what they pay for. That's okay. At least they're there.
Kickoff return by Witherspoon. Mullen made the stop.
Yeah.
Packers 3, the Eagles nothing. 7:44 left in the first half. A much lower scoring first half than anticipated. Green Bay 3, Philadelphia nothing. 7:44 left in the first half. The Eagles have the ball at their own 30. First and 10.
Hey, go!
4 wideouts, one of them a tight end. The pass is incomplete, intended for Fryer. Thrown high by Detmer.
You know, one of the worries of this Philadelphia Eagle team had been, you know, how their offensive line was going to do, and I think they're doing okay. I mean, you know, Ty Detmer's not getting a lot of time, but by the same token, he's been able to get some plays off. Remember that deep one that he threw to Fryer, and he's been able to have kind of a decent day. He's 8 out of 13. And I don't think the offensive line is doing a great job, but I think they're doing an average job thus far.
Second and 10. That's Waters over the left side for a couple.
And if you're going to run, though, against the Green Bay Packers, you have to get number 93, Gilbert Brown, blocked, or get away from him. I mean, you know, I think the Eagles are just going too much at him because this is a tough one. I mean, this is an all-day sucker. I mean, this is a type of thing that you're not going to get any movement on him.
How are you going to get him blocked?
No, you're not. I mean, you have to just kind of get a stalemate and then run away from him or run right by him, but you can't run anywhere near over him.
3 wide receivers. Detmer quickly to Mark Say. It might be just a little bit shy of a first down. Leroy Butler. Maybe he has it.
That is very close, and that's the problem, and that was why we were talking to John Gruden that they wanted to get, you know, have success on first down, stay out of 3rd and long, because they really don't have plays to get, you know, 10, 11 to 12 yards. They got a lot of plays to get 3, 4, 5 yards on 3rd down passing, but they hate to be in that 3rd and 8, and that's exactly what they were, and this is going to be very close.
They had already started to move the chains. And I believe Kevin Turner has returned to the Eagle huddle.
And, you know, they said earlier that he had a concussion, and now he's back in there. Either he didn't have a concussion or he's playing with a concussion.
He shouldn't be doing that.
Well, yeah, but they had a lot of medical people down here looking at him. I saw him.
Yep. He's carrying the ball. He got maybe a yard.
You know, that's the thing that you wonder about sometimes. Yeah. It's like, you know, like Steve Young last week with the 49ers gets a concussion. They take him out. They bring in the backup, Jeff Brom. Jeff Brom gets hurt, and then they bring Steve Young back in. Now, either Steve Young had a concussion and shouldn't have been playing and can't go back in, or he should have been in there anyway. You know, sometimes teams do things in the heat of battle that when you kind of analyze them after don't make one heck of a lot of sense.
That debate about Steve Young is still going on. Should he have been in there? Should he not? Detmer has the pocket collapse. Gilbert Brown and Reggie White.
Gilbert Brown got the old Brown shuffle. You see that one? That's the move. When he that's the other thing. I mean, you know, we talk about what he can do in the run, but he can also do what they call collapse a pocket. He just takes the center effort, and he just goes right by him. When he gets by him, then he just puts his hands out and starts to rumble.
Now, this guy weighs 350 pounds.
I know, and when he gets his stuff going up the field, it's rumbling. And when you're the quarterback, you got a rumble coming at you.
And it's a lot of stuff. Detmer. Waters. Charlie Garner, beg your pardon. Upended. Not a popular call. Play selection by the crowd.
Well, I said these Eagle fans are good fans, and that's part of being a good fan. If you don't like something, say it. That's your right, too. But they better get big old Gilbert Brown blocked.
Gilbert Brown's name is up. We got to find out someday why that name is on a shelf on the top of his head.
That's the way he's built. That's the way his head goes right into his shoulders. He doesn't have any neck, and you usually the shelf is caused by not having any neck. He's lost his neck somewhere.
Weighing 350. This is Schrader. Knocked out of bounds.
How'd you like to be that bench? I mean, you're just sitting there minding your own business. You're the bench, and you're looking. Here comes big old Gilbert Brown. I mean, you'll be this part of the bench. How'd you like to be that part of the bench? You're just kind of hanging in there. They built you. They made you. They put you in a truck, brought you down here.
You can't give up.
He's down there, and here comes old 93, and you're looking up, and all you can see is that coming down on you.
That guy sitting next to him, Reggie White, looks slim.
That's why Reggie White sits next to him, to look slim.
Well, Reggie was slim. We talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, but, you know, if you were that part of the bench right there, at the end of the day, you'd be proud, though, wouldn't you?
It would be tough to get insurance.
You said, boy, I got my end of the deal.
Favre, he didn't see the rush coming from behind him. He gets it out to Henderson, and Henderson gets about 6 yards. William Thomas made the stop.
Hey, this Eagle defense is really going after Brett Favre, you know, and he's running out of the pocket, but every time he throws the ball, they're knocking him down.
Mamula's done a job.
Yeah, I mean, every time he throws the ball, anytime he moves and throws the ball, they're knocking him down. He's having better success of not getting knocked down when he stays in the pocket.
Brett Favre's a tough guy. Henderson gets the carry, met right at the line of scrimmage by Rhett Hall and Hollis Thomas.
I was watching a show this morning, and Hollis Thomas was on it, and he was cooking. Yeah, he was on a cooking show. He was cooking spaghetti. It looked pretty good. And then
I think he sampled it.
I know he did. It's all right down in there. And he cooked it, and then he cooked it for himself, and then he ate it all.
Oh.
There was no guest, no one else, just him. He had big old pots of spaghetti, and he cooked and ate the whole thing.
The key word being all.
Now you're talking.
Henderson is the lone back, and Favre has the pass almost picked off, intended for Brooks. And pass interference is going to be called on Vincent.
Troy Vincent did a pretty good job of, you know, the slant pass is such a big pass in this offense where the wide receiver goes down about 3 yards and slants to the inside. But the corners are playing it too. And Troy Vincent just jumps that slant. You see the slant is going to be down to the inside. Here's Troy Vincent. He's going to read it, and he's going to jump it right there. He's going to try and beat him in there to it.
Number 23.
What the interference was Troy Vincent had his hands on Robert Brooks when the ball was in the air. Because the hit was legal, was within the first 5 yards, so that was okay. But touching him when the ball was in the air is not.
Richard Dent, we were talking to him at practice yesterday, and he was saying, I still got a few more rushes left in me.
And he told me, he said, I'm going to feel better today, being yesterday, than I will for a long time. I won't feel this good for a long time.
So many great years with the Bears. The pass is complete to Henderson, and Henderson banging around. The ball loose, and the Eagles have it.
I think James Willis got that ball.
James Willis, you were right, made the recovery.
That's one thing about being a 250-pound fullback. When you get in the open field, they're going to get some real shots on you. And the Eagles do. They get one there. Boom, they get one there. The ball's knocked right out of there. And James Willis, number 50, just grabs it with his left arm. He just grabs it and swishes it in.
Now Henderson is 250. He was 249.
Or either that or he was 250. He's 249 now. He got something knocked out of him.
The ball. Willis has still got it. First and 10 Eagles to Green Bay 36. Packers leading 3-0. That's Ricky Waddle. The surge on the right side of the line gets him about 3 yards.
And we talk about first down being so important that, you know, if you want to be in a third and 1, 2, 3, or 4, then you have to gain at least 4 or 5 yards on first down. You know, if you don't, now they got to come back on second down and have a play that gets them at least 4 or 5 yards, because they are not a good team in third and long.
Second and 7. Waters again. And he didn't get the prescribed number of yards to put him in a situation they want to be in.
And that's why the fans are booing. They know that. I mean, you know, that if you're going to run, then you have to pick up yards, and you can't leave it at 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6. But Fritz Shermer's knowing that, and he, you know, because they can take away those things at 7, 8, 9, 10 yards and make you throw in this offense those things at 2 and 3 yards.
Big Gilbert Brown gets a rest. Packers have a 3-man front, but they're showing blitz. And the Eagles get nothing done before the 2-minute warning.
That is a 2-minute warning.
Walt Coleman is the referee. The Packers over the Eagles 3-0. That's the aircraft carrier Saratoga, nearby Philadelphia Navy Yard, which has been closed. All kind of retired ships over in that area close by Veterans Stadium. 3rd and 5 on the Green Bay 31. 3 wide receivers for Philadelphia. No blitz. Detmer. Flag on the play. Detmer, there was nobody even close to where he threw the ball.
It's right in that area where his left tackle, Jermaine Mayberry was, and Gabe Wilkins, and I'll bet you that's holding on the left tackle, because that's where the official threw it. Where Ty Detmer threw it, I'm not sure, because there was no white jersey in that area.
On the offense,
only the end of the tunnel.
Penalties decline. 4th down.
Holding called against Mayberry.
Yeah, here's Mayberry right here. Here's Wilkins right here. The official throws it from the side. See, Mayberry, the reason he had to hold is because he got a late start and he had a double team. I mean, that whole play was an ugly play.
He got a takedown.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get off on the ball, and he was slow, and he had help. He didn't have to do that. But again, it didn't make any difference because they didn't take the penalty.
Chris Bonio, the ex-Dallas Cowboy, will try the field goal. And Bonio's kick is wide left. That broke his streak. He'd hit, I believe, 28 in a row. 49-yard effort. Hooked left. Don't forget, coming up, the Dockers Khakis halftime with JB and Terry and scores and highlights. And some strange scores from around the league today.
And I think our halftime score is probably going to be one of them.
One of the strange ones.
Because, you know, we know that, you know, that one of the most explosive teams in the league is the Green Bay Packers, and they haven't been explosive this half. And part of it, I think they were a little tentative. They dropped some passes. And the other part of it was the Eagles have really gone after them. I mean, the Eagles have been crisp. They've made things happen. They've rushed. They've knocked Brett Favre down. They hit Henderson. They caused fumbles. They're hustling. They're aggressive. They're flying to their ball. They're doing all those types of things to the Packers.
Green Bay takes over. The rush comes from the other side. Favre pass is out of the reach of Robert Brooks. Again, Mamula broke away from the Green Bay protectors. Michaels has had a tough time with Mamula.
Yeah, and if they're going to help someone, they're going to have to help John Michaels on Mamula, because he just can't get the job done by himself. He just doesn't have enough quickness, and Mamula does have the quickness. At least
went right by him.
Michaels, when he went by him, at least he didn't come by and hold him or not. He just yelled, "Look out!" That's what a tackle does. You know, when a guy gets by him, he just yells out to his quarterback, "Look out!" That's why they call it a lookout block.
Too many lookouts, and somebody else will be playing. Brooks in motion. Favre back to throw it. Here comes Mamula again. Got away inside that time. The pass caught by Antonio Freeman.
That's why Michaels can miss Mamula like that, because Brett Favre can get away from it. Mamula's going to take an inside move on John Michaels here. You see, he starts up, he goes into the inside, and again, Michaels has to yell, look out. Brett Favre moves outside where Mamula came from and completes that pass.
1st and 10, Green Bay. Favre gets it outside. Tight end Thomason. Knocked out of bounds, picked up 5 yards, stops the clock, however.
Yeah, they did 2 things that time for Mamula. One, they threw away from him, and 2, they double-teamed him. So, you know, we're not the only ones who see that Mamula's eating up John Michaels. They're seeing that from the sideline and saying, okay, let's give him a little help. And that's exactly what they do. Watch Mamula here and Michaels here, and he's going to get chipped by the back, Levens. You see, he gets there. Now watch Levens. You see, they just end up in a double team and then throw away from Mamula.
2nd and 5. Favre back to throw again. Here comes the pressure again. Favre gets rid of it.
That time what they did is they sent Mamula on the inside and then brought the corner, Bobby Taylor. Bobby Taylor comes outside, so everyone is so concerned with Mamula that they all go in with him, and then Bobby Taylor comes outside. Here's Mamula in here. Here's Taylor coming from the outside. You see, they're all looking at Mamula. They got him blocked, but no one blocks nor sees Bobby Taylor.
They tackled him, Mamula.
See, here's Mamula here. You see, here's Bobby Taylor coming up from the corner. He looks like he was going to cover the wide receiver. They go in with Mamula, and he doesn't cover the wide receiver. He rushes the quarterback.
3rd and 5, and again, the pressure. And again, Favre lofts it into the hands of Brooks. They beat the blitz.
How in the heck did he get rid of that ball and throw it so perfectly? I mean, one, getting rid of the ball is something, but then throwing a perfect pass like that.
When you bring that blitz, you get man-to-man coverage in the secondary, and Favre is just too good. He'll beat that.
And Mike Holmgren is trying to calm everything down. And with Brett Favre, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, this is an amazing thing. Watch, you know, on one side we're going to see Brett Favre, and then on the other side we're going to see the catch. But watch him come back here, and he just throws the ball up there. Robert Brooks just runs under, and it's right there. Although the coverage wasn't very good. It was Charles Dimry who was on him. It should have been closer than that, because that ball wasn't a line drive throw. That thing hung up there for a while.
This is a Green Bay timeout. They have only 1 left now, and they're in field goal range. Remember, they tried to call timeout once before, and they couldn't get it called, or they'd be out of timeouts now.
Right, so that saved them on that one.
He's been hurried and hit, but hasn't been sacked. Takes the draw play. Throws it sidearm, underarm to Antonio Freeman, who again can't make the catch.
You know, they say in the NBA that Michael Jordan is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
I think in football, in the NFL, I think this guy right here, Brett Favre, is worth the price of admission. Just to watch him and the way that he does things. I mean, some of the things he does with some help, but a lot of the stuff he does on his own.
Somebody hit his arm.
I know. He's throwing. I mean, he's stepping backwards. He's stepping up. He's going sideways. This guy, to me, he's amazing. Plus, you know, through that all, he's having fun.
Yep. Here, the Eagles showing blitz, and here they come after Favre, who lost it. Pass is caught by Derek Mays, who's down at the 1-yard line, a 1-foot line. And Favre takes another timeout there last.
That's that old fade stop thing. I don't know that he did take a timeout.
Maybe not.
No, he's trying to get him up there, and he's going to try and stop the clock, because it's only set. Well, he has the first down, so he doesn't have to worry about down.
Brooks left, throws right, incomplete, flag on the play. Maybe they weren't set.
I think everyone thought he was just going to get up there and throw the ball down. I don't know that the offense or the defense was set.
I saw him earlier signaling timeout.
Oops.
But the officials didn't see it.
Well, he started to go towards the Packers, and then he turned and went towards the Eagles. What's that all about?
The official.
Yeah, that was the old double dip on that one.
Both sides on the defense. half the distance to the goal, still first down.
He's not from around here.
No, the good thing about that, too, for the Packers is that it stopped the clock. So now they have, plenty of time to huddle up and go in and call the play. Plus, they, having one timeout left, they still can run the ball.
First and goal. They get to 11. 11 doesn't make it.
Now they have to take their timeout.
Do you kick a field goal or?
No, I would take the timeout and run a play, because with 16 seconds, they can still run a play, and of course that play has to be a pass or a touchdown. I mean, if you score with it, then you don't care.
You don't have time to get the field goal.
No, it has to be. It has to be a pass. They don't have time to run unless they know that they're going to run and get a touchdown.
Don't forget, again, coming up, the Dockers halftime report, the Dockers Khakis halftime report, and there have been a lot of interesting scores. Tampa Bay unbeaten. A lot of interesting things still going on.
But see, by going here on second down, those cheeseheads are all over, aren't they?
Put them on a cheesesteak.
That's where they end up on Sunday nights. But by passing on second down, you have a two-way go. You pass, and then if it's complete, it's a touchdown. If it's incomplete, then you still have the second go, which is a field goal attempt.
This close. I guess you could pass once and run once.
I don't
think you would, though.
You don't have any timeout, so it has to be a pass.
Favre rolls left. Chase goes into the end zone. Touchdown. Reggie Johnson just activated.
I think they're saying no.
They're saying no?
Yeah, I think they said incomplete.
Really? Let's look again.
Well, we saw Favre doing the celebration. Yeah, the ball comes out. Yeah. But you're going to see the ball hit the ground. Watch the ball hit the ground and then bounce back up. That's incomplete. That's an incomplete pass. They're going to go for it on third down.
Favre lost it. And a flag on the play. That'll stop the clock. Reggie Johnson again, the intended receiver. And the clock is stopped again with 6 seconds left.
Now, if that's, I think they're probably going to, even though the penalty will be against the Philadelphia Eagles, and if it is against the Philadelphia Eagles, I think with 6 seconds to go, I think now you have to kick a field goal. Because, see,
it is against Philadelphia.
Right, the penalty can't give them a touchdown.
I don't see the field goal unit coming out.
Then what they're...
On the defense, number 93, half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's going to be an automatic first down, which doesn't make any difference because you only have 6 seconds to go.
The penalty is about an inch long, half the distance to the goal line.
And I don't know if the Eagles hold here, I don't know that they're going to get another play. I would think that you'd have to kick a field goal here.
I don't think they can run but one play.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if it's not a score, now if it's a score, then the coach looks like a genius. If it's not a score, time is probably going to run out.
The Eagles take this timeout. They have one left, but that doesn't make any difference.
Now, see, because you know you only have one play here and you're going for this touchdown. Now for the Packers, this situation could be a run or a pass. This is before they had to pass, which they did. In this situation now, they can run or pass, knowing that they're just going to go for it.
Or they could change their mind and send in the field goal team, but they don't make any indication of that. And if it's successful, I mean, Mike Holmgren just had a street named after him. It's Holmgren Way. They might make it a boulevard or something.
Well, he wanted a boulevard. He grew up in San Francisco on Dewey Boulevard.
Yeah.
I knew Dewey Boulevard because I grew up not far from there. They said, you want a street, a way, a boulevard, what do you want? He said a boulevard, and the city council said, no, you can't have a boulevard. You know,
boulevard's got to have trees in the middle or something like that, he said.
This is a big play here. Frankie Winters is moving the ball closer to the goal line. Look at him.
Favre is back to throw it and does throw it. It's incomplete. And there's still 3 seconds left.
That's the other thing they could do is throw a 3-second pass. Now they got to kick
now
the field goal.
Kick the field. Mike Holmgren looked as if he didn't know what Brett Favre was doing.
Yep, he knew that he was going to throw it. He knew that, you know, he had 6 seconds, and he said, you got to get back there, boom, 1, 2, 3, and get rid of that ball.
Well, the Eagles have to get somewhat of a lift out of this.
I think so, and the fans realize that, too.
He made 1 field goal today. Longwell did. He hit the second, and that makes it 6-0 Packers. But they come away without that cherished touchdown. Mike Holmgren is headed in the wrong direction. Wonder where he's going.
I think he's going to talk to the officials, I would bet, because the Packers went out the other end, and he's coming over here to talk to the officials.
In any case, that's the end of the first half with the score Green Bay 6, Philadelphia 0. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with the Dockers Khakis halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. This first half highlight is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. And Mike Mamula has had a good first half. A lot of pressure on Favre. They just don't quite get there when it's Brett Favre. Right now, let's send you down to Bill Vargas.
Okay, Pat. Mike Holmgren stayed on the field after the halftime gun to complain to the officials. He felt that the Eagles committed some pass interference penalties on that final goal line stand. But as far as adjustments coming out for the second half, Mike Holmgren says he's really not going to make any major adjustments. He says drop passes were the main thing, so he's not going to make any major adjustments, including doing anything to get John Michaels, any help on Mike Mamula. As you mentioned in the first half, Mike Mamula has had a great half, and we're getting ready for the second half, coming up in about 5 seconds. Pat?
All right, thank you very much, Bill.
You want to see an interesting kickoff formation, Bat? Watch this one. This is what the Eagles do. This is a bunch kickoff. You see, they don't line up in a line where the Packers know who to block. They line up here in a bunch. They all get in a circle, and then they're going to, boom, they're going to break out of that and then go downfield. So the Packers don't know which one they're going to block. Watch this one.
High kick down to Schrader. And maybe they didn't know which one to block, but Schrader gets it back outside the 30.
They found out quickly, didn't they? What to block.
Let's look at first half statistics. Packers lead at 6-0.
Neither team really got control of this thing. Though. You know, neither offensive line took over, and you can see that, you know, unless you can rush. The Packers only have 46 yards, and the Eagles have 47 yards of rushing. Unless you can rush the ball, run the ball, it's hard to knit things together, to keep them together.
Remember, they had a tough time rushing the ball against the Bears in the first half last Monday night. This is Levin. First down and more. Finally tripped up by Troy Benson.
Well, like Mike Holmgren was saying at halftime, you know, all they have to do is do the same types of things they did, because they don't have to give John Michaels a lot of help, because the guy that helps John Michaels more than anyone is Brett Favre by just getting away from him.
That was a 14-yard pickup by Levins.
And, of course, they have to eliminate those drop passes that they had.
Here's Favre. Caught by Brooks. Brett Favre got hit a lot in the first half. He wasn't sacked, but he got hit a lot.
Yeah, and it was every time that, you know, he would just throw the ball, and the guy that was doing most of the hitting was Mike Mamula. But that's, you know, I know Ray Rhodes was telling him, okay, every time Brett Favre goes back to throw the ball, we want him to end up on his back.
You saw 3 times he did. Here's Favre back to throw. Steps up into the pocket. Shovels, and the pass is picked off by Red Hall. Hall to the 20, to the 15. Favre with the underhanded backhand pass makes the stop. This time, it didn't work.
And he got the pressure again from Mike Mamula. Mike Mamula was coming around the corner. He had to step up inside, and then he threw that errant pass. But watch Mamula here. He's coming here. Brett Favre will see him coming and step inside of him. You see, he feels the pressure here. Now watch when he feels it there. You see, then he has to step up. Then he gets more pressure straight up the middle. He underhands the ball, but he underhanded it right to Red Hall. That's Red Hall, number 97. He's just back there, and he just starts rumbling down that sideline.
And the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 15. Waters knocked backwards. Maybe if they give him his motion forward, he got a yard.
At Gilbert Brown, I mean, sometime they're going to figure out we cannot run the ball right at Gilbert Brown. I mean, that's the old, I mean, the the rat and the mouse. I mean, the rat goes in, turns left, point, he gets hit over the head. Turns right, he goes to the cheese. I mean, you can only go to the left so often. I mean, you see what Gilbert Brown did there? That was like running into a wall.
Don't they watch the same tapes we watch?
I don't know, but I would try someplace else to run other than at number 93 Green.
You better know where he is if you're going to try to run. Here's Detmer back to throw. Under pressure from Reggie White that time. Underthrows Waters.
See, and again, you know that creates that 2nd and long. See, because you go on 1st down and you try and run, and you don't have any success. Then you get a 2nd and long. Then you don't have any success. Now you're 3rd and 10. And again, this Eagle offense and their players are not set up for 3rd and 10s.
Well, you double team Big Gilbert Brown, and then that means you single on Reggie White and the other 2 defenders.
And watch him now on a 3rd and long pass rush situation. That's when Reggie's at his best.
Here comes Reggie. Knocked Detmer down. He got rid of the ball, but that wasn't his fault.
That was that was Reggie's old hump move. And you see, he did it perfectly to Barrett Brooks. Watch Reggie here. There's Barrett Brooks. Now watch, he starts like he's going to go up to the outside, then he gets his right arm in there. Watch his right arm. See the right arm? And just with one arm, he just lifts him and throws him to the side, and then just whap right over Troy Detmer. Well, you could see that one coming. When they got 3rd and 10, you knew Reggie was coming that way.
And he brought the full package. Bonio will try from 32 yards out this time. And Bonio is good this time. It's 6-3. The Packers up by a field goal. 12.5 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. 6-3. The Packers over the Eagles. 12:32 left in the 3rd. There's that bunch cover to cover the kickoff again. Aaron Hayden will return this kick. And Hayden still on his feet. Flag on the play. Good return by Hayden. Aaron Hayden.
Remember, Aaron Hayden was the starting running back a couple years ago with the San Diego Chargers. They let Natron Means go. And Hayden was going to be their running back. Yeah, if we watch that bunch again, Pat, we see...
Holding on the return team, number 99.
You see what they do is these guys all have an assignment of who they're going to block, but they don't know where they are until they release from here. So now as you watch the thing, as they come out and they start to go, you see they go out into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side of the kicker. Now what the Packers are doing is they're just zoning it. They're not worrying about where they line up. They're just coming down, setting up, and then the bunch was good. The coverage was pretty good, but they missed tackles when they got down there.
2 missed tackles. Here's Favre to Levin. Hit by Willis and knocked backwards. 4-0 gain.
Now, they didn't know if James Willis was going to be okay to play today, and he's been playing pretty well. We're talking about Gilbert Brown and the inside running when you run against the Packers, and the Packers have been having the same trouble with their inside run with James Willis. Of course, Willis being a linebacker, Gilbert Brown being an big old tackle.
A lot of people said, well, they won't miss Edgar Bennett because they got Dorsey Levin. Pass is caught by Thomason, the tight end.
We said Mark Shimura was really one of Brett Favre's favorite targets, and that's his favorite pass pattern. You know, if you're going to double outside and you're going to double out on Antonio Freeman or Robert Brooks, then you have to be able to get someone up the middle. Whereas you don't have Shimura now, so that guy has to be Jeff Thomason. They weren't even sure yesterday if Jeff Thomason was even going to suit up.
They weren't even sure in the pregame warm-ups how effective he'd be. But he's caught a couple of passes. This is Levens again. Not much doing. You can't run around him. Greg Jefferson made the stop.
You know, and this is kind of how what a big play offense is, that when it lacks consistency. You see, they have 5 pass plays for 128 yards. Then they had 24 other pass plays that only gained 56 yards. Well, that's kind of the all or none type of theory. But again, the Packer offense just really hasn't been in sync today.
2nd and 12. Barr gets 11. Stayed ahead inside the Philadelphia 40 down to the 39. Stopped again by Willis.
Someone better tell John Michaels the snap count. John Michaels is trying to block Mike Mamula, and he has a tough time doing it. You watch him here. Here he is. Here he doesn't even get out of his stance. Watch the ball snap. Look, he just stays right there. What the heck's that all about? That's one way. You're thinking if you don't move, maybe he won't move. John Michaels stayed in the stance.
You know, it's amazing how many times that happens at this level when the offensive linemen, forget the snap count. Barr looks right, goes left, incomplete.
I mean, if you're blocking Mike Mamula, you know, I mean, that's the one advantage that an offensive guy has, is that he knows the snap count and the defensive guy doesn't. And if you're blocking Mike Mamula, you want every advantage you can get, and you don't want to forget your advantage.
And you don't want to forget the snap count, because, as you said, that is your advantage.
But how can you do that and just stay in your stand? Everyone else is playing, and you're just staying in your stand.
I don't know.
What the heck is that?
In shock.
I'm in shock. I just passed out.
Come back soon. Into the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. The score remains 6-3. Who would have thought? We talked about shootout and thought about shootout, but 3 field goals. Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. The Goodyear Blimp's first live sports coverage was way back in 1960 at the Orange Bowl. First and 10 at the 20. Detmer back to throw. Doesn't have much time. And misses Ricky Waters.
You know, and that's what has happened to both of these teams. They really haven't gotten a running game going. And then because they don't have a running game going, the defenses are just teeing off, so the passers don't have any chance. And the defensive lines, I guess, of the defenses have really taken over this game, and the offenses haven't gotten any control of it.
2nd and 10. Pryor on the move. Here comes the rush from Green Bay again. Detmer gets it out to Michael Timpson. Tyrone Williams made the stop, and he was a little slow getting up, but he's okay.
There's Tyrone Williams is taking Craig Newsom's place. You know, they say that's not a big thing, because Tyrone Williams played in their nickel and dime, and whenever they played nickel and dime, he was a corner. So he played corner for them all last year in big games all the way to the Super Bowl, and, you know, covered Jerry Rice and, you know, Michael Irvin and all the top guys in this league. So they're not worried about Tyrone Williams as far as the cover guy.
Here's Detmer back to throw, and here comes the rush by Reggie White around the corner. And the flag goes down.
And they're finally getting to Barrett Brooks. You know, they were worried about Barrett Brooks. He was the starting left tackle for a couple years. Then he was beaten out by Jermaine Mayberry. So then he was moved to right tackle. Last week was Troy Drake who started. Troy Drake isn't even suited up today. Barrett Brooks is starting at right tackle and having to block Reggie White.
There's no foul on the play. 4th down.
4th down, no foul.
Here's Reggie White right here. And you just see he doesn't use the hump move there. It looks like Barrett Brooks is waiting for the hump move. He's waiting for that inside arm to come up to his inside, and then he just lets him get that outside shoulder and run right around him.
Hutton back to punt it. Left puts it to Schrader. Signals fair catch. Makes it. Green Bay will take over at just about their own 40-yard line. Big back of Gilbert Brown, 6'3", his team leads. Historic Philadelphia, that's the house of Betsy Ross, the famous house of Betsy Ross, the interior, where she sewed the original flag with the 13 stars signifying the original 13 colonies. And what it's grown into. They've done a marvelous job here. 1st and 10 for the Packers at their own 40. Levens goes in motion. Favre looks to Freeman, throws to Brooks. 1st down.
You know, these Eagle corners, Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor, have really done a good job. I mean, they've jammed the outside receivers. They've kind of controlled those slant and those quick outside areas. So now Brett Favre, has he found anything soft? It's in the middle. So that's where he's going to work with his back, his tight end, and bring his receivers into the middle of the field. That's where the open area is in this pass defense.
Thomason, the tight end, is on the right side. Favre fakes. Blitz is coming. Freeman out of bounds. Brian Dawkins took him out of bounds, and Favre was taken down by the blitz.
And now here's Bobby Taylor. He's a corner. Now he's going to come on a blitz, and that's who he hits. You see, the minute that Favre feels that Bobby Taylor's coming, he knows that Antonio Freeman is working on a safety out there. And at some point he's going to be open, but he has to be able to stand in there and get the ball off and get it to Freeman as Bobby Taylor is hitting him.
And he threw that ball leaning backwards. Threw it kind of sidearm, but still got it there.
And getting smacked.
This is Levens. Favre carried out another of his famous fakes that time after he handed off to Levens.
Usually when you hear that, did you hear that noise in there where someone went, whoa? That's usually a groin pull. You know, when you start going one way and someone goes back the other way and you're running. Yeah. Like, whoa, you know, he went the other way. But no one pulled a groin, but that's the sound you usually hear before a groin pull. But all 22 are still out there that started to play.
Favre buckles up his chin strap, 2nd and 7. Henderson and Levens move. Here comes the blitz again. Levens stayed in to pick it up. Favre is high. Intended for Brooks, a flag on the play.
Yeah, they're going to call that hitting Favre late that time. Again, they've been trying to knock him down, and they have been knocking him down every play. And they've been close. They've been close before. They're going to say that one that he threw the ball. Because they've really been beating him up pretty much today.
We have a personal foul on the defense. Number 20, roughing the passer. 15 yards. 1st down.
Dawkins.
And you're going to see he's going to come from the other side. You see they have the pressure up there. There's Dawkins just coming straight up the middle. And he hit Favre just after he threw it. That was pretty close.
Very close.
I don't think Brett Favre was sure that was a penalty himself, because he's had worse ones today than that one that Brian Dawkins just did.
He didn't argue. He didn't protest. 18 times he's been hurried or hit. That's Henderson inside the 10 to about the 8. Mamula at the bottom of the pile.
You see that fake after the handoff?
Yeah.
Watch him. Here's the thing that he tries to do, and it's not bad. I mean, he just hands off, then he fakes a jump pass. So he looks. He's just out there playing. I mean, that's his old jump pass fake, and like I said, he says he has a dive option that he fakes now. He has a bootleg he fakes.
Adding to his repertoire, 4 wide receivers. Back to throw. Drills it. Incomplete. Intended for Schrader.
Boy, that could have been an interception.
Yeah.
I don't know that Brian Dawkins saw that because that was into double coverage. But again, you know, Brett Favre is so confident. He throws the ball so hard. He really believes that he can throw the ball into the hole of a donut. And that's what he tried to do there. I mean, he tried to throw that into a hole of a donut.
Big donut.
Schrader, the donut was right between the 8 and the 4 of Schrader. He hit him there. The ball bounced up in the air. Brian Dawkins almost got it.
3rd and 7. Favre fakes and throws it away in the end zone, and field goal time again. Favre is down after he let it go.
And again, he was hit by Bobby Taylor on that same blitz. He took advantage of Taylor, but Taylor was the guy that's going to come off that corner again, and you're going to see him coming up here, right here, and he's going to make. We see when Brett Favre turns, the first thing that he sees as he turns to throw, he sees number 21. He just threw it up in the air and threw it away.
Ryan Longwell, 27 yards this time, is good. And the Packers increase their lead to 9-3. This week on the Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, the playoff race heats up when the American League Eastern Division rivals clash as the Yankees battle the Orioles, plus other key matchups. Coverage begins a half hour before game time within the zone, followed by all the action. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
We got a lot of action going up in the air above this stadium.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic up there. I mean, there's airplanes flying by, there's blimps. They just keep going around the stadium. Too much action above the stadium.
A lot of field goals in the stadium. Witherspoon decides to kneel in the end zone. And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at the Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Pat, you mentioned a lot of field goals. Here's a game you can relate to. 3 field goals by John Casey, 2 in the last 3 minutes, including that game winner as the Panthers upend the Falcons 9-6. Let's take it back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
The Packers over the Eagles, 9-3. 5:42 left in the third.
You know, Pat, since the first quarter, Ty Detmer has only been 3 out of 9 for 18 yards.
There hasn't been a lot of offense. Detmer is still the quarterback. Looks left and throws to Pryor. Pryor's down at the 25. Pickup at 5. Doug Evans made the stop.
Now they know that if they're going to throw up the middle or run, you better get Gilbert Brown blocked. You better get him double teamed. That's the way to keep him on the line of scrimmage, and that lets Ty Detmer, at least if he's going to throw inside, at least step up, throw it.
And at least Gilbert will keep his hands down. Waters on the move. This is Garner. A lot of short steps and not much yardage. Evans again on the stop.
And they just can't get any running going. I mean, they've tried the middle, and obviously that doesn't work at all. And then they tried to come off the corners or outside, and they can't get anything out there because the Packer defense is too fast, and they're good tacklers. So the only thing they have left to do is probably to pass every down.
3rd and 3.
Now this isn't a bad situation. They're only 2 out of 11 on 3rd down situations, but this isn't a bad down and distance.
There's Hitler on a semi rollout, gets it to Pryor and gets enough for a Philadelphia first down, chased out of bounds by Tyrone Williams.
Yeah, see, they have something going now. When they get that 3rd and 3 or 4, then they can do things like this, where Detmer just gets the ball and he's just going to sprint out, just opens up, sprints out, and on that 3rd step, just hit the guy and he has the first down. But if that were 3rd and 8 or 9, then they would have had a punt with that much.
1st and 10, Philadelphia. Detmer back to throw. Pryor out of bounds in front of the Green Bay bench. Another Eagle first down.
And I'm sure that John Gruden, the offensive coordinator of the Eagles, decided that this is what we're going to do. We haven't had any success running on first down, so what we're going to do is open up and throw on first down. and you're having more success. And then if you get 5 or 6 yards here, they got a first down. But if you get 5 or 6 yards, then come back and run on second down.
This guy's an amazing athlete. 14 years he's been playing. He's still one of the best conditioned athletes anywhere in the NFL or anywhere in sports.
I think those two go hand in hand. If you're going to play for a long time, you have to be a well-conditioned athlete.
The draw play to Water. Chase from behind, but he gets to midfield.
I think that's pretty good there, where they get the pass and they loosen things up. They hit Fryer out there, and then they come back to the running game. And now they got the first down, and now I would think that they would go and pass again on first down and try and get things loosened up and maybe come back and run on second down.
That defense has been on the field a long time. 1st and 10, not just this time, but throughout the game. They had to play a lot against the Bears Monday night, too. Detmer has time. The ball is batted up in the air by Reggie White.
Well, they picked up the blitz. Leroy Butler comes from the outside. Here's Reggie. Leroy Butler's going to come from the outside, and they pick it up. They get Reggie blocked right here, and he just gets in the lane there. He sees the lane that Ty Detmer's looking for. You see that? And he just moved over a little to the right and got his hand up there and knocked that ball down. If you're not going to get the passer, the next best thing to do if you're a pass rusher is get into the passer's lane.
2nd and 10. Detmer back to throw again. Screen pass. Stacked up by the Packers. Ricky Waters brought down by Santana Dotson.
There's an active player. I think, we talk about Gilbert Brown and how he plugs up everything in the middle, and Reggie White is famous as a pass rusher and run stopper, but Santana Dotson has really helped this defense. He's not Gilbert Brown. He's very active. I mean, he's a guy that hits gaps, that gets penetration, that runs things down, plays screens like he just did there. Plays nose tackle in a 3-man line like he is now.
Detmer back to throw. Chase completes the pass to Kevin Turner, who gets a couple of yards. Doug Evans again on the stop, and the Eagles will have to punt it.
And that's the difference we've been talking about. Is the 3rd and 10. They don't have the plays to get the first down. When they were 3rd and 3, we saw that they did have a pass play for that.
9-3, Green Bay over Philadelphia. Clock running out in the 3rd quarter. It's about time for Green Bay to start loosening things up. Hutton back to punt.
They've tried to loosen things up, but this Eagle defense has been very strong today.
This is a good punt by Hutton. And you're down by the Eagles at the 6-yard line. That's the 3rd time the Packers have had to start inside their 10. So Green Bay takes over with the score. Green Bay 9, Philadelphia 3, 1:46 left in the 3rd. Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, 9-3. Green Bay over the Eagles. Green Bay has the ball at their own 4-yard line.
And this is where the Eagles can start thinking big play defense. Make something happen down here and you can get a touchdown.
Favre gives to Levens. Levens gets outside the 5 to maybe the 6. They'll bring up 2nd and long.
You see Brett Favre, he's wearing rubber bands. You see he has a rubber band right there on both wrists. His daughter Brittany, in training camp this year, gave him 2 rubber bands and says, wear the rubber bands on your wrist, it'll bring you good luck. So ever since training camp this year, he's been wearing the rubber bands. He wears them not only in the game, he wears them all day everywhere. Has rubber bands on both wrists at all times. Because Brittany says it'll bring you good luck.
2nd and 6. Favre. Pass is incomplete. Bounced off Freeman. Stayed in the air. Almost long enough for somebody to make a play on it.
I'll tell you, these safeties right here have been waiting for those slants in there all day. And it's a tough thing because the safeties are just turning. Zordich on one side, Dawkins on the other side, just waiting for those slants, and you have to hit it in there, and they're tightening that hole up all the time.
Irving Fryer, now we're told, has a concussion, and his return is questionable. 3 wide receivers. Here's Favre outside to Levens, and Levens gets away from a tackler and gets the Green Bay first down and buys the Pack some room.
Well, Troy Vincent missed a tackle on that one. They had the perfect play call because they're blitzing right into Favre. You see they have the blitz coming, Taylor's coming, Thomas coming, he throws it out here. Now right here, Troy Vincent has to make that tackle, and it wouldn't have been a first down.
That's right.
Dorsey Levens runs by him, gets the first down.
First down, Packers at their own 20.
But that was a perfect play call because they caught him in a blitz. They caught him coming from that side, and they screened to the side of the blitz.
Henderson and Levens behind Favre. Dorsey Levens. Just shy of the 30, about the 29. Bobby Taylor made the stop. Nobody really able to sustain a drive of any length today. That'll be the last of the third quarter. 9-3. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score Green Bay 9, Philadelphia 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Our blimp shots today, provided by the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. Our thanks to Captain Dan Thomas and the crew for the many spectacular shots in today's broadcast. 2nd and 1 for Green Bay. Henderson will get the 1. And that's about all.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, Pat, this second week of the season that the scoring is down. And I think the reason for it is you know, preseason, everyone hides all their good stuff. They don't play their players, you know, a lot of the game. And then they really have the whole off season to get ready for their opener. Then the second week, everyone sees what they're going to do, and the scouting reports are a lot better than they were the first week.
A lot of field goals in the NFL today.
And I think the defenses gain the advantage in the second week of the season.
Favre fakes to Levens and fires to Freeman, who backs to the 45-yard line. First down, Green Bay. Dawkins made the stop.
And you were right, fires to Freeman. I mean, he really did. He looks to the left, and here's Freeman is going to come down, and here's that zone. You see the short and then the safety over deep, and he just comes under control, gets by the corner, and gets right in front of the safety. And that's all he has to do, and boom, he zips it.
I think that ball knocked him backwards for about 4 yards. First and 10, Green Bay at their own 45. Favre fakes to Henderson, drops it out to Brooks to midfield. Bobby Taylor up to make the stop. Brooks, what a miraculous recovery he made from a knee injury that I think probably would have finished a career for a lot of people.
Well, you know the type of guy that Robert Brooks is and the beliefs that Robert Brooks has that he was going to come back. I mean, that there's no one that's going to work harder. I mean, he has that work ethic that, you know, you just work everything. I mean, he has that same thing that Irving Fryer has. We talked about earlier. The same thing that Jerry Rice was the master of.
Thomason moves left to right. Favre gets to Levens. A yard shy of a first down. Stopped by William Thomas.
That was a big play. You know, you look back at big plays that when the Eagles had them backed up down there and they got them a third down, they threw that screen pass, and Dorsey Levens had Troy Vincent. You know, and it got the man-on-man. If Vincent makes that tackle, the Packers are going to have to punt. If Levens makes them miss, then the Packers get to keep the ball, and that's what happened.
Big Frank Winters is the offensive center, the man who calls all the line blocking assignments for the Packers.
Or Bag of Donuts.
Bag of Donuts calls Brett Favre kid. Levens leans to his right, and I don't think he got the first down. They needed about a yard. They got about a half.
I don't even know that they got the half.
Here comes the punting unit.
There's the defensive coordinator right there, the Philadelphia Eagles, Emmett Thomas, who does a great job as a defensive coordinator and remember playing against him for years when I was coaching the Oakland Raiders, and he was a cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best that have ever played.
And a wonderful coach also. High kick by Hendrick. Vincent lets it bounce, goes into the end zone, and the Eagles take over at the 20. Brett Favre in conversation with Mike Holmgren. Nothing has worked much on the offensive side of the ball.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by your Allstate agent. For home, auto, life, and business insurance, being in good hands is the only place to be. By Jurassic Park, The Lost World on Sony PlayStation, where you're the T-Rex. By Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop. And by Coca-Cola Classic, always the real thing, always Coca-Cola.
On first down, Waters gets an Eagle first down and carries Eugene Robinson about an extra 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, this game has been such a defensive struggle. I mean, all you have to do is get a touchdown here, and you can win this thing. And the Eagles defense have really held on for them. The Packer defense have held on for them, and one of these teams is going to break loose and get the ball in the end zone, and that's probably going to be the team that wins the game.
Irving Fryer back into the game. Detmer gives to Waters. Waters hammers straight ahead to the 35. Picked up 3.
Well, we were talking to Fritz Shermer yesterday from the Green Bay Packers, the defensive coordinator. The number one thing he says you always have to do is stop the run. I mean, even though you got pass rushers and you got nickels and you got blitzes and you got all that thing, none of that stuff will work if you don't stop the running game. So he says the number one thing that we have to do is stop and control Ricky Waters.
Total yards heavily in favor of the Packers. And the scoreboard reads 9-3 Packers. Flag on the play.
Looked like the offensive line moved. Left side of the Mayberry and Panos.
False start. Prior to the snap. Offense number 80. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Irving Fryer.
Now that should never happen. The wide receiver should never move. I mean, because the wide receiver can look in at the ball. Although we just had a report a minute ago, I can't believe this, that Irving Fryer had a concussion. He's in there. I read another report earlier that Kevin Turner had a concussion. He's in there.
He's in there.
They're playing with concussions.
Second and 11. There's Detmer, and this time he has time. Intended for Jimmy Johnson. Incomplete. He's the so-called blocking tight end.
And that's what happens when you throw a ball to a wide open blocking tight end. I mean, that ball was right in there. He looked it into his hands. He tried to bring his body into it and do everything. He just dropped the ball. That brings up that dreaded 3rd and long for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And big Gilbert Brown and
watch this guy tee off now.
92. 3-man rush. Detmer has time and has a completed pass to Michael Timpson. And that's enough for a first down.
And they had good pass protection that time. Like you said, the Eagles have good protection. They go solid. The Packers went into a 3-man line. They blitzed. They brought Wayne Simmons, and that gave Timpkins time to do this. Now he knows where the first down has to be. See, here's the post right there. You have to get by there. He catches the ball right at it and swings around to get the first down.
Roderick Mullen, cover man. Here's Detmer to Waters. Waters wearing him down. Gets about 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to do. To go the whole game, and then it's harder to run in the first quarter. And then it's a little easier in the second quarter. It's a little easier in the third quarter. And the easiest running that you'll ever have will always be the fourth quarter.
brings up that old question is, why does the defense always get tired and not the offense?
I don't know. I mean, that's, you know, why do they always take out defensive linemen and leave the offensive linemen in there all the time?
Waters again. This time, not much doing. Dave Wilkins.
I still don't think you can run a big old Gilbert Brown, though. I mean, I think you can slash off those corners, you know, and kind of get off tackle a little. I think you can run by Gilbert Brown. I think where you're going to have the tough time is running at Gilbert Brown.
Fritz Shermer's got some signals on every down.
Yeah, I mean, and he's changing from 4-man line to 3-man line, from nickel to dime to regular to blitzes to no blitzes.
On first down, no blitz. Detmer, Pryor has caught a catch by Pryor. Right now for McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at the Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Had the Giants trying to get something going here. Dave Brown 4 for 4 in this drive, including that 8-yard bullet to Chris Callaway. They've cut into that Jacksonville lead 23-13. That late in the fourth. Back to Pat Summerall, John Madden.
And we're in the middle of the fourth. 7.5 minutes left to play. Packers leading by 6. Nothing but field goals. Waters again. Waters to the 30. The Packer 30.
See, and that's the place to go, is to go around Gilbert Brown. Watch him here. You can't run in here, boom, right at him, but you can go at this angle and go around him, and that's what the Eagles are doing now. You see, they start in there, they get down on him a little, they hold, and they just run right by him. You see, if you get out of his reach, if you stay within either arm's reach, you can't run there. But if you get outside that reach, you have a chance.
And they just barely got outside that reach that time. Less than 7 minutes. They go again with Waters. Waters is close to another Eagle first down.
Can't you feel the tempo being picked up here by the offensive line of the Eagles, and maybe specifically by Ricky Waters?
Yes, I can.
And I know that Fritz Shermer's thinking right now, you know, we got to stop Ricky Waters. We got to gang up on him. And the guy that you stop him with when you do that is you get Leroy Butler up in there. And that's what Fritz will do. He'll get his strong safety up at or around the line of scrimmage and give him an 8-man front.
And then that's the time to put it up.
And that's the time you have to be able to throw the ball. See, now this is really a down that is a great down if you want to take a shot for a play pass. Yeah, I mean, they get in a short yardage, and they think it's short yardage, and then you faked in there, and you just throw a ball deep. I don't know that the Eagles will be thinking that way now, but if you're going to do a play pass, if you're going to do a fake play, this is a great situation to do it.
Remember, back in the first half, the Eagles had it inside the 5, first and goal, and fumbled. They're getting close again. Detmer tries.
Ooh, he didn't have it unless he got it at the end.
Yep, with the second surge, he might have gotten it, but he didn't get it with the first.
He tried to get in there behind Joe Panos, and there was nothing there, and then he went over and got behind Ian Beckles.
Wherever Gilbert Brown was, there can't be much there.
I don't think you want to be flopping around there in a quarterback sneak. I don't know that Ty Detmer at 6 foot, 190 pound would be a great quarterback sneak runner.
They're going to measure and see if Detmer did get it. And by just the nose of the ball, he got it.
And that was just that little effort at the end, because you're going to see him come here and not get it and then come back here. You see right there, he doesn't have it. He's trying to Gilbert Brown, and then he gets this little move to this side, and he just gets that extra push right there at the end. Ooh, that was tight.
That was close. That's the 5th first down of this drive for the Eagles.
Well, why would you run a quarterback sneak at Gilbert Brown?
I don't know. They must have missed him, but I don't know how you could do that either. Here's Detmer on first. Pryor. That's the same play that worked for him earlier on first down. Pryor gets it down to
I think that's
another first down.
That's when they started to get things going, when they started throwing on first down because they were having no success running. Then they can come back, and this has been a pretty good rundown for them.
Yep.
After they throw on first down, then come back and run on second down.
2nd and 2. Waters inside the 15, and that should be enough to move the sticks.
You see the guy that was up there, number 36, Leroy Butler. That's what we talked about. If Rick Shermer knows that 2nd down run, he's going to have to stop it now. So he gangs up with his 8th guy, and his 8th guy is a strong safety, number 36.
Irving Fryer has 7 catches for 113 yards. The 13th play of this drive coming up. It's going to be Waters. Ricky Waters picked up 2 or 3. Wayne Simmons to make the stop.
Mike Holmgren knows that, that, like we said before the game, and he said before the game, that when you win a Super Bowl and you're the world champion, everyone plays you in every game like it's a championship game.
They play their best against the reigning Super Bowl champion, who lead 9-3. Here's Detmer back to throw. Incomplete. He had a man open in the middle. That was Charlie Garner, but the pressure was on.
And if he hits Charlie Garner with that, that's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Charlie Garner knew it. I don't know if Ty Detmer knows it or not.
Flag on the play. Detmer got up limping.
That's the signal for illegal man downfield.
Yep. Garner's not illegal.
Look at Reggie White. You see him? He's trying to find some oxygen out there. They're getting tired. They got a rule now. You can't take your helmet off to celebrate, but you can take your helmet off when the weather's humid and you're trying to get some air.
Yeah, air.
They still didn't.
Rule doesn't apply.
They still didn't say what the penalty is, did they?
Well, the signal was for, as you said, illegal man downfield.
I mean, they didn't say anything what the penalty was.
No.
They haven't marked anything off. What they're saying is, should we accept the penalty or turn it down? They're saying turn it down on the sideline.
We have an ineligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 61. That penalty is declined. It'll be 3rd down.
3rd down.
What it was 61, Steve Everett to center. Now you see the line of scrimmage, and on a pass play, of course, he can't go beyond the line of scrimmage. See what he comes downfield and he makes a block down there. Now I don't know if that was supposed to be a screen pass or not, but he looked like
a one-man screen.
He looked like he was running a one-man screen.
Here's Detmer. Gets the ball to Fryer, who gets to the 1-yard line. It looked as if he might go in. And he was met by a wall at the 1. But it's a 1st down, Philadelphia.
And Reggie White just got to that lane late. Irving Fryer ran a crossing pattern. Ty Detmer read him when he got open and hit him.
1st and goal at the 1. Remember, they've been here before and fumbled it. Waters will not score. Did not get back to the line of scrimmage even.
I still think I'd go over there where Reggie White was supposed to be playing. I think I'd work that right side because he's not in there. They haven't had any success right up that middle.
Shannon Flavelle has taken his place.
Yeah, they can't run at Gilbert Brown. Reggie White, we saw him with his helmet off. I think he's a little tired. That's the area that I would work because he's not in there. I would run over here to this side.
3 tight ends. Waters doesn't get it. At about the 1-foot line, Waters is pushed back.
You know, it's interesting now. If the Eagles think that they need a touchdown, then they can go for it, run again on 3rd, knowing that they're going to go for it on 4th down. See that? There's a good block right there.
A solid tackle too.
Right here, Jermaine Mayberry made a heck of a block.
Lamont Hollenquist led the defensive surge. 3rd and goal with the 1. Waters again, and he doesn't get in. Waters repelled. Fryer up to make the stop, and here comes the defensive Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, he's coming in on 4th down. What they're going to do is let this thing go to 2 minutes. Again, I would think you'd run over here. Again, they don't get Gilbert Brown blocked, so they don't have a cut back there, and they bring their safety up, and he makes the 8th man up. So anytime you're going to keep running, Rich Sherman will always bring that 8th guy up there that is uncountable.
2 minutes left. 4th and short. Nobody sitting down at Veterans Stadium. It's 4th at the 2-yard line. The 18 plays in this drive haven't gotten them a touchdown so far. They've had the ball 9 minutes and 18 seconds. This is all the Eagles. And they have more to go now than they did when they had the first down.
Yeah, and I think when you get to 4th and 2, that is really a long yardage situation. I think this has to be a passing down.
4 wide receivers for Philadelphia. And Detmer back to throw. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown. Freddy Solomon. And a flag down in the end zone, I believe. At the back of the end zone, something was thrown. It might have been out of the stands. Touchdown. Solomon. It is a touchdown.
And where's the penalty, Pat? It was holding on number 41. That's Eugene Robinson against the Packers. And, of course, it's turned down and a touchdown for the Eagles. And these fans stayed here this whole game, and they knew, like I said, something's going to happen. I mean, there's been sparring, and then, boom, there's a big punch.
Bonio for the big extra point. It's 9-9 right now. Good for the extra point. It's 10-9 Philadelphia. A 19-play drive took the Eagles into the end zone.
Watch Freddy Solomon. He's a receiver here. He comes in motion across. Boom. He's going to catch the ball right here. Eugene Robinson knocks Michael Timkins down, and that opens up the hole. Watch Solomon right here. Watch right there. Boom. You see them? They're down. That opened up the thing, and Freddy Solomon was wide open.
And now the Eagles to kick off the scoring drive. 19 plays. Schrader will return the kickoff. And Schrader stumbles all the way to the 46-yard line. Good return. The kicker brought him down. 10-9, the Eagles lead the Packers, the world champions. Pat Summerall with John Madden at Veterans Stadium at Philadelphia. The Eagles lead the Packers by a point with 1:48 left, and the Packers have all of their timeouts remaining. A field goal for them will win it, or certainly put them ahead. Right now, the Eagles lead by a point. Here's Favre back to throw. Going deep for Freeman. Incomplete. Freeman protesting to the officials. That's not going to help.
We say that that Brett Favre is a rhythm passer, and he's really not gotten into any kind of rhythm. And part of that is the offense, but again, I have to say the Eagle defense has really thrown him out of rhythm. I mean, they've thrown everything. I mean, they've had linebacker blitzing, they've had corners blitzes, they've had safety blitzes, they've played zone, they've changed up on every defense, and they didn't let Brett Favre so far get into any kind of rhythm.
Here comes the blitz. Favre lets it go. Incomplete. He was high to Brooks. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the NFL is prohibited. 3rd down.
And how about the guy that caught the touchdown pass for the Philadelphia Eagles, Freddy Solomon? They waived him in training camp. He was home last week. and they called him, brought him in this week. He practiced a couple days and makes the big touchdown.
Ray Rhodes said he had a great training camp. Didn't want to let him go.
Well, they got Michael Timpson, and he's their starter now. Chris P. Jones.
Favre is sacked by William Thomas and knocked backwards, and there's no penalty marker down.
Well, from the start of this game, they've been knocking Favre down. Sometimes with the ball, sometimes without the ball. We're going to see the blitz just coming right here. You see they engage, and boom, he just comes and takes off on him.
And nobody blocked him.
Nobody blocks Brian Williams. He just comes straight up the middle, and he just hit Favre, and Favre was looking, and here comes William Thomas. I mean, Thomas was on him before he could do anything about it.
4th and long. It's a Packer timeout. 10-9, Eagles lead. Fourth and long, and Favre back to throw it. This time he has protection. Gets the ball to his receiver, Derek Mays, and Mays gets out of bounds at the Eagle 30-yard line.
Isn't that something? I mean, he was 4th and forever, and he stood back there and threw that ball to Derek Mays.
And it started to rain.
He brought the rain with that one. Watch Thomas. He's going to be right here on the outside. He just comes in under control. Missed tackle right there, although he did have the first down.
Yep.
He had the first down before that missed tackle by Brian Dawkins.
This guy's going to be a heck of a player. And rain coming down.
You know, and all the Packers need is a field goal, so that's what they're talking about now. If they had to kick the field goal now, it would be approximately a 47-yard field goal. So every 5 yards that they can take, probably if they could take 10 more yards off of this or get 10 more yards of field position, they would feel a heck of a lot better.
They have one timeout left.
And this is what you're talking about, is you don't want to do anything goofy. You don't want any turnover. You don't want any penalty here. But you would like to gain 5 to 10 yards for your field goal, and then maybe you break one and you score a touchdown.
Favre gives to Levens. Levens comes around the corner. Levens picks up 5 yards and rolls out of bounds. And stops the clock. They don't have to use that timeout.
And now we're talking about if they were to kick a field goal now, it would be approximately 41 yards.
Ryan Longwell is the rookie from California. They let Chris Jackie go. Longwell won the job.
Ray Rhodes is probably thinking there, what the heck do we have to do? We have him 4th and forever, but he knew Brett Favre was capable of that.
Favre gives again to Levens, and Levens pounds down to about the 20. That's another first down. Ryan Longwell will have the opportunity, it appears, to kick a game-winning field goal for the Packers in the rain, and never in his career, going back to high school, has he had an opportunity or a situation like this.
Yeah, how do you kick in high school, college, and then get into the pros and never kick a game-winning? I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder if he hopes the Packers scores a touchdown, or if he just wants to get in and get it over with.
To the 15. Levens.
See, the Eagles aren't tackling well now. They got worn down a little. Their defense on that 4th down play that Brett Favre went back and hit Derek Mays with it, that took a lot of the air out of this defense.
That was a killer. Mike Holmgren.
But that's what a champion is. I mean, a champion is never out until you get that 10 count, and they didn't get the 10 count on Brett Favre. They got the 9. Got the 9 when William Thomas came on that blitz and threw him for the big loss on 3rd down, and looked like it was all over. And then Brett Favre came back and answered that with that pass to Derek Mays.
You recall, I'm sure, that the Packers drafted to get Brett Conway after Chris Jackie left and went to Pittsburgh. That was not a happy parting. Conway got hurt. Longwell won the job. And now let's see. The rookie from California, and never in a situation like this. Well, if he makes it, he won't be a rookie. If he misses it, he won't be a rookie anymore.
Yeah, well, he might not be anything anymore if he misses this, but they're making it shorter and shorter for him all the time. What you do is you take the yard line, 15-yard line, and you add 17 yards to it, and that's the length of the field goal.
Here comes the blitz. They give the ball to Levens, and Levens gets down inside the 10.
The Eagles haven't been able to stop this running game after that fourth down completion. They've been playing very, very soft on defense, something they hadn't been doing all day, and they're letting Longwell get closer and closer to this kick, and if they don't watch out, Dorsey Levens is going to break one of these things for a touchdown.
He almost has a couple of times. Philadelphia takes this time out. Packers have one left, 21 seconds left.
Ray Rhodes was really discouraged last week after the Eagles lost to the Giants. In fact, Bill Walsh called him up and told him that, to keep your chin up, to forget about it, and it's a long season and you got to get continuity, and he says you're doing a good job, just stay with what you're doing, and he did stay with what he's doing, and the Eagles have given the Packers all they can handle today.
Those of you expecting to see beyond belief, you'll see it. But right now, here's what's happening at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 3rd and 1. Levens slipped down. And the clock continues to run with 19 seconds on the clock. It's a Philadelphia timeout. 15 seconds left on the clock. Again, those of you expecting to see beyond belief, it will be seen following football, except on the West Coast where it will be seen at its regular time. Right here, it's Philadelphia 10, Green Bay 9, but the Packers have the ball inside the 15-yard line. The kicker, the rookie kicker, Ryan Longwell, has come out on the field standing by himself. This is not a pleasant wait.
You've been there many times before, huh? But didn't they used to huddle up when you kicked? Didn't the field goal team get in a huddle?
Yeah.
Now they just come out and line up right on the line of scrimmage. So
but getting in a huddle didn't make any difference. You never heard what anybody said. People ask you how you felt and what you thought. You can't remember.
What would you feel right now if you're the kicker?
I'm glad I'm here. Longwell. And the field goal is no good. Wide right. They did everything but make it. Ray Rhodes telling his team